Hey everyone, this is going to be seen after the questionnaire I do with my brother Matthew. However, I am actually filming this ahead of time. I would never expect anyone to answer questions that I ask if I wasn't willing to answer them as well. So this version is going to be a very quick version of that. And then I'm actually going to film another video where I go much more in depth in some of these questions because I think they're very, very cool questions and I could talk about them. So without further ado, cats or dogs? Both. I'm a huge animal person. I love animals. I would have both. What's the one thing you can't live without? The time I give myself every day to be creative. I give myself a minimum of an hour every day in which I can be creative. Now, there's a couple things I do during that creative time. Stuff for my YouTube channel, I consider to be creative. So filming, editing, researching, whatever. I write poetry. I'm also currently in the process of writing what I think is going to be a short story. I have a series of 3 short stories in my head that I kind of want to write. And sometimes I even just color in a coloring book, and that's my creativity for the day. If you had a TARDIS and could travel to any one place in time, past or future, on Earth, where and when do you travel to? TARDIS is the time machine that the Doctor in Doctor Who uses, if you weren't aware of that. I have 2 that I really like. But I think in this answer I'll go with the one that I'd really like, which is ancient Rome. Probably around the time of either Julius or Augustus Caesar. I think that would be a really cool time period to kind of actually see in real life. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized giraffes or 1 giraffe-sized duck? 100 duck-sized giraffes. I think the giraffe-sized duck would be very difficult to fight, and I think a lot of the damage is mitigated by the giraffe kicks and head whacking if they are just the size of a duck. So it may hurt, but it won't damage you significantly. So I think that's what I would choose. If you could have anyone's superpower, which one would you choose? I think I would choose instant teleportation. That would make things very, very convenient. Like, you wouldn't even have to drive to stores. You would just appear in the store, and then once you had paid, you can just right back to your house. Imagine going on vacation where you don't have to spend 10, 12, 13 hours, sometimes more, or sometimes less in a plane. You just instantly teleport to where you're going. The Earth is going to be destroyed in less than a week. If money was no issue, what's the last big thing you would do? I would go on a European vacation. I would spend probably a day or 2 on the English seaside. I'd rent a cottage or something like that right at the seaside and just spend that time there. It would have to be a nice quiet area, not too many tourists or anything like that. I'd also like to spend some time in the Swiss Alps. And I would also like to see the Mediterranean Sea from either Italy or Sicily, so I would spend time there. And then for the rest of it, I would rent a boat and just go out to see either the ocean or the Mediterranean Sea, and just enjoy the last little bit of life there. You're getting food delivered to you. What's your go-to order? I have to be careful about this now, obviously, because of my food sensitivities. I've highlighted that issue in a couple of my earlier videos. Specifically, I've talked about it in the Earthlings series that I did. But I have we think there are certain chemicals and preservatives that it's not like if I eat it, I will get my throat will close and I will potentially die from it, but it's a minor allergy and it creates inflammation in my joints, and so for the next couple of days after that I have to be very careful. If I think it's worth it, I'm probably gonna order some Pizza Hut pizza. for the grease value of that pizza. And generally speaking, I'm getting a meat lovers or I'm getting a Hawaiian. Yes, I like pineapple on my pizza. Get over it. What colored lightsaber would you use? I really like Ahsoka's pure white lightsabers. I think they're a really cool color. I think that is just, I like that one the best. I also like the yellow lightsabers that the I think it's the Jedi Library staff have. However, I really like the white ones the most, so I would go with that. What's the biggest challenge facing humanity today? Oh boy. This one I'm going to go in depth, definitely, when I do that longer video. I think it's the polarization of politics. I think that's one of them. I think there's two really, but I think that's the human-based one in my mind. And I think, unfortunately, because whenever one side goes more extreme, in order to combat this, the other side thinks they need to go more extreme too. I actually think that's the wrong strategy. I think if you go more towards the middle, you're going to draw a lot of the people that don't like the extreme version of left or right and gain them. However, most times they believe it's the left is going way more extreme, so I have to, as the right I have to go more extreme too, or the right is going way more extreme, so as the left I have to go more extreme. I think that and the idea of identity politics is just. I think that's one of the biggest challenges. I don't know if it's the biggest, but I'd say it's one of the biggest. They've basically gotten rid of the middle ground. You're either us or you're against us, and if you're against us, you're not even worth talking to anymore. So if we can't talk and resolve these issues, how are we ever going to resolve issues? So that, in a nutshell, I think is one of the big ones. And if I won the lottery, how much do I get? Well, wait, I get all of it. Ha ha ha. No. I'll change this question slightly to how much would I give other people. I don't have a lot of people that I would probably give a lot of money to, and it depends how much money I get. Excuse me, I haven't quite woken up yet, as you can tell. I would, my brother would be the most I would give, depending on how much the total amount is, somewhere between 10 and 25% of it probably I would give to him. I'd give him way more, obviously, if it was a high amount. Like, if I won a couple million, I would be good. I don't need 100 million, I don't think, honestly. I like the way I live. It's a fairly low key. It's not, it is what it is. I like the clothes I wear, so I wouldn't get more expensive clothes or anything like that. I would basically use the money to buy a house, buy a car, a reasonable car, a reliable car, not like a supercar or anything like that. And I would invest most of the rest to hopefully continue making me more money. And then, give some to charity, give some to my brother and maybe a couple friends who might need it. But yeah, there you go. Those are the 10 questions. I hope you enjoyed me answering them. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.